What's good, everybody? I hope you are once again ready to rock, because this time we're on the Xbox 360, going HD for the definitive edition of Guitar Hero 2.
How come you don't want me, man?
It actually came out about a year after the PS2 version, with more shit including My Chemical Romance DLC pack and other songs to download off the marketplace. How 2007. I hope you have your Microsoft points saved, because we're about to get into it. Guitar Hero 2 probably didn't need to do much to succeed, but let's see how it follows up the classic that birthed the market. No, not you, Donkey Konga. Let's strap on our guitars and dive right back in. Let's look at the development and making of Guitar Hero 2, along with the journey and its career mode. It's Boompa World. We are here to conquer the beast with my good friend Kennedy, who's a certified Guitar Hero. Please leave a like, it helps out our little Boompa World, and subscribe if you want to see more, cause yeah, I know we got like 15 more games in this series to go. After the first Guitar Hero's release, Activision saw Red Octane doing their little thing and bought them out, with hopes to expand and milk the Guitar Hero series dry, much how they do with any series, and yeah, a few years later, mission success. But every game moving forward from the 360 version is Activision published, and this second release is the final Guitar Hero Harmonix was involved in besides the Rock the 80s expansion, because they kind of got bought out by MTV and made Rock Band instead. But yeah, this game added a ton of features actually, like being able to play guitar and bass or pro face-off against your friends. It seemed to expand on the style and vibe of the first one that the first one had, with just a little more oomph, probably a lot more money too. It was also armed with the respect of the first Guitar Hero being a pretty good success, so they could kind of expand the soundtrack and get more artists to buy into the whole idea. I feel like the series didn't fully hit that stride and peak until Guitar Hero 3, where they made an absolute assload. But this game still sold over 3 million and made them a pretty penny. It was the 5th best-selling game of fiscal year 2006, only behind bangers like Gears of War and Madden 07. But yeah, this game is once again all covers made by some sweaty dudes who just wanted to have a good-ass time shredding. I swear, they always say it in promotions, but this game and Guitar Hero 3 definitely put a lot of my friends in a rock phase, and shit, some people learned to play guitar because of Guitar Hero. But yeah, my coworker, he told me that Guitar Hero didn't get good until Guitar Hero 3. But I'm going to show you, Derek, why Guitar Hero 2 is still fun and still worth your time. So yeah, let's get into the career mode. So now with even more attitude and menu choices, let's write our band name in big letters on the Scantron. You select your rock star, and this time there's a few more. A couple of our friends look slightly different, and some aren't there yet. Most of them actually get different outfits to cop too, at the glorious shop. So yeah, over time we get some shoulder pads for our boy Lars. We can cop a few guitars, obviously shred and become one with the Grim Ripper and eventually unlock him like we did in the first one. I love this shop, man. There's so much to it. In this one, it's actually sponsored by Guitar Center too. There was so much more product placement overall, which made the world feel even more immersive, as it wasn't shoved down your throat, but it was just put in the right way. Or like the aforementioned Guitar Center, or when you get better and better sponsorships as you grow, you get some bullshit extra guitar strings, then you end up getting like big ass amps for free. You start off at the Battle of the Bands at Nilbog High, which is goblin spelled backwards. I think it's a movie reference according to Google, but shit, I don't know. Who doesn't love a good Battle of the Bands though? Jack Black type beat. But yeah, after you rock out the show a couple times, notice the 666 on the scoreboard as some Mark of the Beast reference. And in one of your performances, the drummer just mysteriously combusts, but you get to move up to the next bigger venue, and this is basically the story. Until you grow exponentially, the clout just becomes too big for this planet. We will get into that. For now, let's look at the soundtrack for a second. The setlist this time has even more classics and songs in total, with 74 rounding out. The doodles are still present on the paper, a little more subtle, and the S is more regal, kind of like the on SpongeBob's research paper. I used to hate those little leather notebooks though. The texture wasn't it. You couldn't write on top of them. But yeah, these are all covers again, and a lot of people weren't too impressed with these, but I honestly was. Now, if you're used to Guitar Hero 4 onward, where they use master recordings, it's fair. But I think the covers are still definitely get the job done, especially in the guitar department. There's so much attention to detail. And they also said that it was a lot cheaper. The master recordings costed about $25,000, while the covers only cost around $10K to produce. I don't notice, but maybe if you're more of a stickler, you'd be like, what the fuck is that? Some songs like Buckethead's Jordan, which is a bonus song, didn't even have an official recorded version until this game's release though. That's cool. This game has more hits Also a heavier emphasis on rock and metal though, the first one. Despite this, it's full of bangers like your dad's favorite Carry On My Wayward Son. My roommates got a boner for Nirvana. There's Heart Shaped Box. There's songs that I didn't know that I got to enjoy like Freya, Hangar 18, and Less Talk More Rock, which was a direct sequel to the song Ready to Rock in the first Guitar Hero. Me and Kennedy have become Freeze Pop fans since the discovery of these bangers. But Kennedy low-key wasn't feeling the soundtrack as much as me though, and I gotta admit, later games do shit on this one's song list, but still it's got War Pigs, kind of a banger. After performing the last required song for a venue, the game encourages you to do an encore, which is a reward that just adds to the rockstar atmosphere, builds that feeling of, this kind of feels like I'm a GOAT rockstar bad boy. Kind of like what MGK always wanted to do. But they have this in the Rock the 80s as well, and it's just a fun feature. And if you're not a rocker like me, your fingies might get tired by the end of the second song. But after winning the Battle of the Bands, getting our next sponsor, we play at the Rat Cellar. Definitely the dive bar vibe. But yeah, this game, like the first game, had interactive environments that reacted to how good or poorly you played. Like in this one, your guys' fingers catch on fire if your streak is long enough. And yeah, each venue reacts, like not just the crowd's hype meter, but balls and paper airplanes will fly around. Lights and pyrotechnics will vary. Everything will just have more bounce if you're playing how you should. I caught myself bobbing, getting into the music, and enjoying myself with the environments. It was pretty good company and time spent. Playing with friends is really a must. Like, it makes it way more fun. It makes the novelty of the game last longer. And especially when you look at your peripherals and they're like fake hype, or like they're like fake hype for you, or like fake cheering, or just vibing to the music. But yeah, also someone to share thoughts on the music or stupid occurrences like the drummer just disappearing earlier. Just makes the experiences feel more fun. Just makes it hit a little different. Playing it alone still works before work too. I was doing that. They were catching me. I was playing. Come on. But yeah, by now we got Lars his alternate fit gargoyle shoulder pads. We shut down the blackout bar in the little fun-sized booty state of Rhode Island. Afterwards, we got to see a familiar venue from the first game, Red Octane. It looks more crispy, more colorful. Once again, paying homage to the publisher and hardware developer of the same name. Basically a covenant between them and their banger games. The little graffitis on the wall and every small touch just made this game sweet. But after a few bars, we finally get our big break. Vans Warped Tour. Now that is some fire product placement. For those who may not know, Vans Warped Tour used to be kinda cool. My sister was in her emo phase during the time, and she went once with her emo friend. I think like 2010-ish. Although the concert stopped in 2019, it lives on in the aging generations of skaters and MTV fans. And also, I just felt like mentioning this. SSX on tour I was playing earlier, and it bit Guitar Hero's style and menus so hard it makes me laugh to this day. Like, not only were games ripping off Guitar Hero's like actual game, but just their style was just so innovative at the time, like punk revival, bruh. Yeah, out of nowhere, the final venue is fucking Stonehenge. And you play like the hardest songs yet. Enjoyable songs like YYZ by Rush, Bad Reputation by Thin Lizzy, not Joan Jett, the other one. But yeah, the songs at the end were fire and rounded out the game super well. The 360 version songs are in a different order than the PlayStation 2's one to make the difficulty feel more linear, and I think it definitely did. The furious fretwork and face melters were pretty challenging. Mr. Lou was, however you say it, was super hard. Beast and the Harlot was just a banger. And what do we end the greatest show ever at Stonehenge with? One that aliens and legends will talk about for years to come. We give the crowd what they've always wanted. Now, I've seen jokes in the first game and in like loading screens about a crowd and their relationship with Freebird, and it's like a classic rock thing, and they just go all out and customize this encore to have the crowd begging us to play Freebird. And then after some nerve-wracking double checking to make sure our brains and fingers and faces are prepared to melt, Kennedy shredded for 8 or so minutes, and we rocked our way through our second Guitar Hero. And coinciding with conspiracies that aliens had built Stonehenge and others as gifts or technology hubs, We ascended into the air, and instead of blowing into a cloud of rock, we get abducted by aliens. Too real for this weak-ass, lame-ass, oppressive-ass planet anyways. We about to shred on Purple Flurple planet and smoke their weird alien drugs. And have alien But yeah, Guitar Hero 2 is a banger, plain and simple. Although it's the last mainline game Harmonix dropped, it kept the series on an upward trend and prepped it for extreme mainstream appeal. The series sold 3 million to game, which is similar to games like God of War on the PSP. That was super random and useless. But yeah, this game is definitely worth a play. Maybe over a night with good vibes. I don't know, maybe end off with some 1v1, see who's better. I can't lie, although it is fun, it does feel like the soundtrack still deep down left something to be desired. But yeah, this game still fucking rocks. You guys rock for making it to the end. Thanks everybody for watching. I've been having a blast with Guitar Hero and hope to continue this series, so be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Boompa Hero. More PSP and probably some iPod stuff coming too. So put your shutter shades on, turn on your iDog, grab my hand for some more 2007 adventures.